The snow did not fall gently that night, it roared. It swallowed the mountain whole, devouring ridgelines and footprints and breath itself. The wind screamed like a living thing, tearing at exposed skin, ripping through canvas and bone. And somewhere inside that white chaos, a woman lay motionless against frozen stone, her heartbeat steady while the storm tried to erase her existence. The snowstorm masked her presence, until the high-altitude target finally dropped. Before we go further, if you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the quiet strength of those who refuse to give up, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs inspiration, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel, Bright Hearts. Stories like this remind us what resilience truly looks like. Her name was Captain Alara Vance, 32 years old, with wind-chapped cheeks and dark hair braided tightly beneath a frost-crusted hood. The cold had bleached the color from her lips hours ago, but her hazel eyes remained sharp, calculating distances through a narrow optic while snow layered across her shoulders. She had been climbing since dusk, each step a negotiation with gravity. At this altitude, oxygen was thin and every breath felt stolen. Her gloves were stiff, her boots packed with ice, and yet she did not retreat. The mission was simple in wording and impossible in execution. A rogue surveillance drone, heavy with sensitive data and drifting erratically in the jet stream, had malfunctioned and lodged itself against a jagged spire near the summit. If the device slipped into hostile hands across the border valley, months of fragile diplomacy would fracture overnight. Helicopters could not fly in the storm. Communication lines were jammed by atmospheric interference. The only way to retrieve or disable it was from the mountain itself, and Alara had volunteered. She had not always been the first to raise her hand. Years ago, after a mission gone wrong in a desert, from snow and stone, doubt had rooted itself inside her. A teammate had been injured under her watch. Though investigations cleared her of blame, the guilt remained, heavy as iron. Since then, she had carried a quiet fear that at the crucial moment, she might hesitate. The mountain offered no space for hesitation. By midnight, visibility dropped to almost nothing. The world narrowed to white static and the sharp edge of rock beneath her elbows. The drone, lodged 200 meters above her position, blinked faint red through sheets of snow. She adjusted her angle, calculating wind speed by watching the snow whip sideways. Her rifle was not meant for combat tonight, it was configured to fire a tethered charge designed to secure the device long enough for retrieval. One precise shot. At this altitude, with crosswinds unpredictable and her fingers half numb, precision bordered on miracle. But the greater battle was inside her. As she steadied her breathing, memories pushed through the cold. The desert sun. The explosion. The sound of her teammate calling out. For years, she had replayed that moment, wondering what she could have done differently. Tonight, the mountain seemed to whisper those same doubts, urging her to retreat, to wait for better conditions, to let someone else carry the burden. Yet there was no one else. Below her, the valley lights flickered faintly through storm haze, tiny and vulnerable. She imagined families asleep, unaware of how close they stood to geopolitical fracture. She imagined her younger brother, who used to tell her she was braver than anyone he knew. She had laughed then, brushing off the compliment. Courage, she believed, was simply the refusal to abandon responsibility. The storm intensified around 1 a.m. Snow piled across her back and helmet, blending her into the mountainside so completely that she looked carved from ice. The cold burrowed into muscle and marrow. Her left hand trembled slightly, whether from frostbite or memory. She